All right, gang. Welcome back. Welcome back to another Checo Forex live stream. I hope everybody had a fantastic day. Markets were extremely volatile today. Price action definitely gave us plenty of opportunity today, which we capitalized today. If you're a member of my Signals platform, you definitely capitalized. Yeah, we're on let me look where we at. What is this? Oh, this is gold. All right. Let me just do a top-down analysis. We could dive in right away. So let's as usual, right? We start off by marking up our levels here. A lot of things to go over on gold. Now, this was that range, previous all-time high, wicked up here. You see how we rejected there. Once we came down and started forming this range here, this was the all-time high. This was that first low there. And notice how we ranged. So again, we already went over this before. We kind of ranged in here. Look at that retest of that resistance came down. We kind of ranged for many days. This is a daily time frame. So look at this. This was for a few months. And well, you know, as we all know, we got the breakout. What I've noticed is that, you know how we broke out, but we haven't made a retest of the broken level, right? We haven't returned to the scene of the crime just yet. And this thing is just ripping. I mean, goodness. Yeah, it's highly overextended. You know, the RSI is indicates it's definitely overbought. So, you know, we're expecting a correction, but how high can this thing really go, right? And one way to look at it, let's take a look at this just off the fib, right? So if I'm gonna assume, or you know, because again, right, we're at all-time highs, right? We have no resistance levels to mark up at these highs here, so we have to use a fib retracement, right? So we take that from the very low, right, our lowest point here, and I would drag it up to the right at the high there, right? Now I'm sorry, this was for the retracement. Let me move this over here because I am expecting a correction. But I'll go into how high this thing can go. So right now we already tapped in. If you see, we went from that low all the way to the high. We tapped in there and we got rejected. This correction can come back down here, right? So it can look something like this perhaps. Right, we can start coming back down, right, and retest that first fib level there, or maybe even this level here, right, the 38.2%, and then we can expect continuation to the upside, right? But the issue with that is that how high are we going to go, right? And that's what's a little tricky. So one way to find out, we use the Fibonacci extension. And I'll do that same scenario. We'll take it from the low, right, to the high, which is the high point here, right there, and then we drag it down. Let's see, can I drag this over? Yep. And it'll be right there. All right, so yeah, I mean, look at this is the potential move. So we try to break above, we close, so we did close above the 78.6%. Now, you know, the highly likely target, now that we're actually pushing bullish, previous day closed bullish, I mean, this is potentially where this thing is going. I mean, Jesus, I don't even I mean, this is incredible. 3,753. I mean, again, I can't predict the future, right? But again, based on price action, technical analysis, these fib levels kind of give you an idea that we can expect a 50% correction, right? About that 34.50 range, right? And then we can expect the new all-time highs. I mean, listen, I think gold going into the end of the year can hit, you know, 3,800, maybe even 4,000. Who knows? I mean, gold is it's just crazy. But with that said, um, you know, I, that's just the overall target, based off the higher time frames. But our entries, we do intraday trading. So in the case like this, right, let's drop it down to the 4 hour and we take a look, right? Because we have these correction moves. For example, we have this impulse move, right? This correction can be tradable if you can identify it on the smaller time frames, right? You can get an entry off the 30-minute here and grab what? I mean, what's that move? I mean, this is a massive move from the top there to the bottom. I mean, this thing wicked down. This was 670 pips. And that's a beautiful drop right there. It's a small correction. Then, right, we get the continuation. We got a correction. Then we came up. But this is what I'm looking at here. And see how we have the impulse, right? Got a correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction. And it keeps making, what does it make, right? Makes the high, correction, then makes a higher high, correction, makes a higher high, another correction. In this correction, what I noticed today is that it failed to make a higher high. So we're stuck here, right? So if I'm trading the 4 hour time frame, right, at this point, we have a couple of things I want to look at, right? So we draw up our resistance level. This on the 4 hour, right? And we have our 4 hour support right here, right? So, you know, if we're gonna start creating this pattern and we're gonna start making lower highs and we're gonna start making that correction on the way down, we would have to remain below this previous high here, which is the all-time high. We drop down here, failed to break out, and now we got 3 4 hour candles that have closed bearish. If this candle starts to flip, and let's say off the 4 hour time frame, we get a closure below here, then we can assume that we're gonna come down, right? And we're gonna retest, right? And then we're gonna get the impulsive move down to retest the previous broken level all the way over here, which is the resistance on the daily time frame, right? So I'm expecting the market to come back down to retest this level that it hasn't retested since it broke out, and then more or less we can look to have the continuation to the top there. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm waiting for an opportunity to sell gold. I mean, listen, the trend is bullish. So on any correction, you might want to look for a impulsive move up. But the fact that we're so overextended that I'm waiting for some sort of level to break and get an opportunity to ride this on the way down. But listen, if we get an engulfing candle here, well, we'll take the buys up and we'll continue with the trend, right? Ain't nothing wrong with buying the market. Now let's drop it down to the 1 hour here. Let's see what we have here. All right. The 1 hour looks a little better too. I like trading off the 1 hour. Gives us just more direct targets. So I would mark this as a support level, right? So we have previous resistance there. Now we see how we broke out of it, and then we formed that range right down here. Then we made that push up, made that correction. But again, remember, failed to break the previous high. And then we started kind of curling down. So in a case like that, this thing could still rip up and take out the highs, which are right up here, right? That's the new resistance level here. And then we have our current support right down here. So this is where we are right now, right? If we were to get a sell, I'm trading it down to this range here. So about 35.75. So I will wait for an opportunity to sell it down to the next range. But if we break out here, based on the Fibonacci levels, this thing can run up to 37.50 or whatever it is up there. But we will have to break out. Uh, Once we break out of here, like I said, we'll look to see what our potential targets could be. We could just target a specific amount of pips, or go with the psychological level, like 3,700 even, and catch about it's about 340 pips on the way up. So it's a lot of possibilities, but I would love to sell this thing down. Let's see. Let's see. The 1 hour, previous 1 hour closed bullish. We had some downward movement here, and now we're flipping bearish here on the 1 hour, right? So made a top wick, and now it's flipping here. So let's see. I would even say like this minor support right here, this little support it formed here after this green candle, kind of matches with this previous resistance here. If we can come down and close below there, I'll look for the sells down, and we'll target TP1 could be that first hit right here on the support, and then TP2 could be the bottom of the next range. Yeah, that's what I got on gold at the moment. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Do our markups there. NASDAQ has been very, very good the last couple of days. Okay, so let's jump to the daily. Let's do that top down higher time frames and work our way down. To be honest with you, man, it's uptrending, and I would say a little trend line. Let's see, just want to see if I can stretch it out further. Yeah, this thing is just ripping up. Let's see if we can do a. All right, so we look at this daily trend line here. We kind of stayed above it here, and we came and tapped it here, rejected, and now this current daily. Notice, let me just zoom in. What do you guys see there? No bottom wick. Previous daily closed bearish. New daily is pulling up, making a top wick, and then I'm expecting this thing to flip down. So, sells are probably in play here, for the Nasdaq off the daily. All right, let's drop it down to the 4 hour here. Just want to see. Yeah, look at that. Current 4 hour, no bottom wick here. Previous 4 hour closed bearish. Nope, respected though. Very interesting here though. Look at this here. So we had this resistance right here. Clear resistance right here. Look at that. Resistance, resistance, resistance right here. We broke out, peaked up here, came down, but look, this candle, even though it wigged, it failed to break. But this candle's ripping up, broke previous 4 hour highs, and now it's starting to come down. I'm very, very, very inclined to take a sell here, because I have the feeling this candle just came out, make this top wick here, and then we can expect a flip. Previous resistance right here, right? Yeah, it's about 23,900. Yeah, that looks very tempting. If this thing can come up here, I would take a sell from here. Take an impulse entry, and expecting that 4 hour candle to flip and make a bottom wick. But we do have this new candle opening. Yeah, in about 10 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, the 1 hour is looking a little bit different, but this is the candle with no bottom wick off the 4 hour. So this thing is still ripping up here. Still ripping up. 1 hour, we do have resistance. Here, there's a resistance on the 1 hour. And we have our support right here. Right there. Yeah, so this bottom wick probably needs to come down with that bottom. Off the 1 hour, it's looking a little dicey, right? I like the 4 hour candle with the no bottom wick right here. This is looking real good to reflip. Take a look at the 30-minute. Yeah. Gang, this looks good. Yeah, I'll be targeting these lows here. Yep. There's resistance, right? Support here. That'll be the target, about 23,500. we could get this thing to curl over. You see, we got this impulsive move. This could be the correction to that move, and then this thing might want to continue down, especially if we kind of break below this support that it formed down here. This is looking really good, gang. Stops are high there though off the 4 hour, man. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm inclined, but I don't know. I want to wait and see how the next hour candle opens. I wouldn't mind seeing that thing kind of pump up a little bit more. Maybe make a wick for this candle that has no top wick here. Also, notice how there's a little bit of a minor resistance right here. Right, right there. Right there. No top wick here. Maybe get a little push up to this resistance level here, and that could be a very likely entry here. All right, let me leave that there setup there. I'm gonna see if we could start looking for positions here. But look how it's flipping now. What do we got? 7 minutes left. Yeah, let's wait on it. Wait those extra couple minutes, and then we'll look at what we can do. All right. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just gonna wait these 5 minutes, gang. Let me flip back to gold. What do you guys think? You want me to stick with the Nasdaq or stick with gold? Right? What are your thoughts? Type it up in the chat, and I'll take a look. Gold, man. Gold is bullish, man. Bro, gold is super bullish, but get rid of these lines real quick. I'm just gonna go based on price action here, but this 4 hour here, I don't know, man. This lower high looks good on the 4 hour though. We got the all-time high here, gang. Yo, this thing peaked at 36.75. That's nuts, bro. It made a nice corrective move down though. But this candle closed with no bottom wick, which killed the momentum. It gave it no range to continue. It gapped down, making that bottom wick, excuse me, and pushed it right back up, right? But again, failed to take out these highs. Now, it's technically we would wait for a break of this support level here to expect that continued drive down maybe to the next level down here. But although it made this lower high, had this little pullback here, it can continue to move up. We can get a candle to drive it up. That's possible, but To me, it's very unlikely because this particular price action we hadn't seen. See, every time it makes a small correction. See, we get the impulsive move. You know, this was like a slight move, small correction here. Comes up, takes out the high, makes a correction, takes out the high, makes a correction, takes out the high. You know, makes there's a little consolidation. Pulls up, takes out that high, comes down, takes out the high again, and so on. So you know the higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher. This is the first time, right, in this run up that after the corrective move, it didn't take out the high, and now we're kind of curling down here. So it's interesting. See, here we started moving down. I thought once we broke this level here on this candle, I thought we were gonna go. And look, came right back up. Look at this candle to destroy those highs. Then it comes, retest, another impulsive move up. But here it looks different. So it's not crazy to think, at least, that was this the peak and we're gonna start getting that corrective move down. I mean, corrective, I'm telling you, this thing can come back down to 3,500 right here. It could really tap right into that level down here, right here. It's crazy. This 4 hour might be closing. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Look at this here. That bullish closure though, right in the middle there, it's a little annoying to be honest. But the 1 hour flip bearish here. It's looking like it might close bearish. Let's see. Yeah, right there. This is what I like to see is now a closure below. And I caught this move all in gold today. Caught it from the top here, right at smack into that support. Made a nice profit on this, little drop right here during the day today. So that was good. It was a good trade today. And now I'm waiting to see if either this, well, yes, it's not gonna flip bullish. This thing's gonna close bearish. Let's see. All right, so we opened up here. Let's see. Let's make that top. Let's see how far up this thing is gonna run here. That 4 hour candle still has no bottom wick. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of NASDAQ. NASDAQ has no bottom wick. All right, the 4 hours still ranging there. All right, starting to flip here. Let's see. All right, we're flipping here. Let's see, we come down and kind of close below this level here. Yeah, it still hasn't broken the previous lows here. Not taking out the previous highs here. But it'd be good to see a break of the highs here and then come down and re-break the lows and boom, start pumping down. I'm hoping to see some volume here. He's gonna want to break these lows here. We're gonna come down and sweep the lows here, gang. I took a sell here. Took a sell there. Just a short risk. My stop's gonna be. Let's see. I'll put my stops above the previous 1 hour highs. I'll put them right side up right there. All right, and yeah, TP. I'll keep this on a short leash, but I'll definitely trade the break of that. So I'm gonna trade this wick fill right here. I'm gonna just target this wick fill here. So let's see if we can come break all that support, grab this wick, and more likely than not, it's gonna continue to run down here, but we'll keep it small. Honestly, yeah, my stops are just above this wick right here. It's a short risk. Gonna see what this candle wants to do. Once we reflip, once we break these lows here, we should continue to move down here. If we flip up and take out these highs, then this thing might want to come back, start running up. So, in a case like that, we'll probably change our bias and look for the buys up. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Yeah, my stops are above the previous 1 hour high, just above it right there. It failed to break the previous low, missed it by a little bit. It's almost like equal lows almost, but this definitely didn't break that previous low. Definitely didn't. Yeah. You know, what would be awesome is if this current 4 hour will flip in the next 43 minutes or so, 53 minutes, I should say. this thing can just reflip and start pumping down. So crazy, especially if it flips down, re-breaks that low, it should drive down. RTP is right at the previous 4-hour low, which is that wick low here on the 1 hour, right here, this wick. So my trade is just gonna be pushed down here, but it pushes up, re-breaks the high, then it'll wick us out, and then we'll figure out what's our next move if we get another one. It's about a 40 pip stop loss. This trade. It's very small risk. It looks like it wants to go up here. Let's see. Nas is looking to push up. How's that 4-hour looking? Is it still bullish? Yep, it should be. Yeah. This is fine though, because I would really like it to come up here. Maybe this resistance here on the 4-hour, or drew up that line. And this thing can come up here, and we can expect to flip, but it might be flipping soon. Let's get back to go see where we at here. Take us out already. No, we're still in here. All right, let's stick to this goal for now. And, I'm definitely looking at the NASDAQ for sells. Might be looking at a sell opportunity, but let's see what happens. All right. Yeah, this was a bit of an impulsive entry here. Once we made the topic and we started flipping bearish, I took that impulse entry on the flip, but it flipped right back up. So failed to break the previous lows. So let's see if they're gonna decide to break the highs first. I want to come up and take out the highs and keep driving up here. It's pushing up. I almost worked this out here. Yeah, came awfully close. Wow, look at that wick. below. All right, well, we're still in this trade, gang. A lot of liquidity to grab up here too. This thing might stop us out here, gang. Yep, stopped us out here. All right, got stopped out there, gang. Oh, look at that. If I even move it, look at it. Tapped us out and look at it flip back down. This thing might actually rip down. Yeah, look at that. It came up and tapped us out and then pulled down right away. Yeah, let's keep an eye on it though. Yeah, that was a very small risk. I think it was 40 pips, 42 pips. Let's see. No big deal. No big deal, gang. Small loss, small risk. Let's see. I think if I take literally pull right back down. See, I'm looking at this and you can see the weakness in the continuation of. So we had this impulsive move. This could be the correction here, but also that 4-hour candle doesn't have a bottom wick. That's something that's, I'm tempted. This is just how I trade, gang. You guys can, you know, take the trades if you like. I like to trade these, especially when there's no bottom wick on a candle. Especially on a 4-hour, we get this massive move. Look at that. We engulfed the previous candle, and now we're leaving the top wick. This thing can either reflip, or the next candle will, you know, let's say make a bit of a wick here, and then come down and make the bottom wick for this candle. But eventually, price will come back to this range, to this area. Look at this candle. No bottom wick, and look, this one came just broke below that, but look, it made this crazy run up, right, all the way back up here, equal highs here, and then this candle just came down wick to make the bottom wick for this candle that didn't have one, but it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles later. So a lot of times, you know, we don't have this bottom wick, and this thing can run up to the top here, test this level, and then come down, eventually come down, maybe tomorrow or something. But a lot of times I take these impulsive entries because a lot of times the candle will come back within the same time. In the case, this is the 4-hour candle, so before the candle closes, a lot of times it's already flipping and making that bottom wick. So, but this candle has about 45 minutes or so. It's a lot of time to flip. A lot of time to flip. Let me look at the smaller time. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. It's looking bullish, right? This candle, previous candle closed bullish. This candle bottom wick. It's looking to flip up. This could push a little further up before it comes back down. 15, yeah. No bottom wick on this candle, right? This candle makes the bottom wick. No top wick here. These candles make the top wick, and now it's kind of dying out here. Slowly dying out, but the resistance here. breaking out here. Oh man. Hey, still bullish here on gold. Took a loss here just now, 40 something pip loss. Waiting. Oh, we would start breaking down after we took out the lows. But this, formed that support and I was pumping up. This thing could come up and grab liquidity up here, maybe come back up or retest the all-time highs up here. It's possible. Here we got 3 red candles, 1 green. 3 red candles, 1 green. 4 red candles, 1 green. So it's like a bit of a choppy pattern here, but that's not unusual. See if this candle will want to flip. There's not much going on though, really. We got CPI tomorrow, so I think that's why this thing is just chopping. Gold isn't moving, NAS ain't gonna move much either. I think the NASDAQ is gonna roll over and come all the way down. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah, gang. Yeah, I don't really see anything tonight. I mean, we gave gold a shot there. Gold took us out. With that small loss there, but I thought it would continue down. It very well might do it, but I would technically say maybe wait for support. I waited for the break of the low there. We never got it. Stops were right above that candle anyway, so it just came up, tapped us out, and pulled right back down. So it's just dancing around there. Look at this consolidation right here. All this is chop, chop, chop. So if you're gonna, trade gold, look at that, the flip now here. Wow. Yeah, I should have put it maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, if I would have given it like another 3 or 4 pips, we would have still been in this. Look here. All right, doesn't matter. That's old news. We're done. Worked this out. So now it came up, broke the high. Now it could flip and take out the your entry. Dang. 920. I don't know, gang. What do you guys think? All right, I got in again. Give it another. All right, I'm back in, gang. I'm back in. I'm gonna have the same stop now. I'm gonna have it above the current 1 hour wick. Just the current 1 hour wick or 1 hour high. Yeah, right. So came up, broke the highs, came down. Now, let's see if it's gonna come back to re-break its own high. My stops are gonna be right up there. So that's fine with me. Again, it's a very small risk there, and then a TP. Put it right down here somewhere. Perfect. Yeah. Let's give it another shot, gang. Like I said, it's a small trade. Nothing crazy. Very, very small risk here. Very small risk. Right there. There we go. And my TP's right down here. All right. Let's see what happens here. Let's give it a shot. Very comfortable with this trade. Again, don't over risk, don't over trade. If you're over leveraging, that's probably why you quake around. Okay, let's Keep the lot size small. Like I said, my stops are above the current 1 hour highs right here. Just leave them right there. If it comes up to re-break its own high, fantastic, no problem. Take the L there, very small loss. But if this thing now, after making this high and taking out the previous high, we can flip now and take out the low, then we should see a nice move down, and we'll be in some decent profits. Let's see what happens. You know, it's not. It was worth a shot, in my opinion. Yeah. Both of these have been like an impulsive entry, you know, more of a, you know, price action, just getting in while the candle's still moving. You know, once it breaks a high, reflips, breaks the previous lows, then, you know, that's when you usually take those impulsive entries. So once it broke this high and it started coming down, once it almost flipped bearish, I said, man, I got it. And but now once I got in, it pulled back up. So um, but let's see again. Once it made the high, it shouldn't come back to re-break its own high, but sometimes it does. So, excuse me. We'll wait and see. All right, we're in gold sells here, gang. Gold sells. TP's down here, just below this wick here, and stop loss is above the current 1 hour high right there. So just keep in mind where the stop loss is. Right. Be right back, gang. Got wicked out here again, gang. And again, it's moving down here. And came back, rebroke its own high to reflip. This thing is playing games with us, gang. I still think this thing is gonna come down here. How many pips is that? 29 pips. Right now, it's coming up. It's making that steeper wick. Yep, no bottom wick here. It's looking good though. It would have been nice to have it come up here and then take the entry down, but I'm trying to get this on gold here. I know this thing wants to reflip down, but it's gotta give me that. Wow, unbelievable. Wicks us out and comes back down. Again, the risks have been small. That was a lot smaller of a risk there. And look at the pull back down, gang. Incredible, incredible. I'm still gonna wait here. What time is it? 9:35. Yeah, look at that. This thing is probably gonna flip bearish, but we're gonna have to wait now. I like the sells, man. Oh, I'm crazy. Wow. Oh, Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. It's all good, gang. It's all good. It's part of the game, gang. We get wicked out and look at the flip. At this point, we would have been in profit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable gold. Hmm. Yeah, look at that flip, man. Yeah, now this stop loss is too steep. That was a 30-minute. Yeah, man. Wow. Wowie, wowie. Look at that 30-minute candle. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Wow. It's gonna come down and rip those lows. If 1 hour's flipping bearish here. I want to see if there's still a potential entry here, but I at this point this is it's about a 50 pip stop loss right now. It's a little steep. That's not horrible, but it's there it goes, pulling back up here. Yeah. All right, now it's getting a little better. Yeah, I can get my money back. Let's see if we get a bigger push up. Up there. That's much more comfortable. Yeah. Up a little bit more. About 3 cents. That 15-minute candle about to close. Look at that. It flipped bearish. Oh man, look at that flip, gang. It might break the lows now. It's tempting. There's a good 1 hour flip here. There's a very nice top wick here. You know, we got wicked out twice. You know, it just comes up, taps us out, and then pushes down right away. So yeah, unfortunately for us, we weren't able to be in this move, but we would have been in some good profit by now. We got in around here last time. It's about to break the lows here. Back those ways. See, already broke those previous 1 hour lows. Barely, but it did. I want to see if we can get another entry. 2-minute candle about to open here. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what. So we got a big bearish 15 candle engulfing here. All right, yeah, wow. Close below the support here. So we're at the top. I think this is gonna start coming down. I want to see if we get a bit of a push up. Give this another shot, and I'll call it a night if it doesn't work. Taking a little more risk on this one. Push up. Bigger push up. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait for this hourly closure here. Yep, that's our option, man. Just wait. Man, that wick, that top wick that took us out here. Look at that flip. I know we've all been there, man. We've all been there. This would be a nice bearish closure here. We get a nice push down, especially if we come down and this candle can come and close below. That's gonna be beautiful if we get there. Yeah, let's wait for candle closures here. See, we're gonna come down and break that support. if we fail to break below here, I'm probably gonna call it because then we would have to wait for the next hourly and all that, and then it's gonna kind of overextend itself. So, yeah, I'll probably call it. But if we do get an opportunity in the next 11 minutes, I'll stay on stream and then get ready to take that trade. Nasdaq starting to flip here. It's 4 hours bullish, no bottom wick. Man. New all-time high here too. It's definitely pushing up. Took out these highs. Down. Dang, I'm tempted. I like these not sells right here. Oh, look at that. Pull back up, gang. So this is the 4 hour about to flip actually. On the wrong time. I think it's still bearish. Yeah, but the 4 hours about to flip. I think if we come down, that 4 hour flips bearish. That's going to be very, very interesting. Let me see how this 4 hours is going to close it. I'm going to stay on the 4 hours, see if we close bearish here. Come on, Goldie. What you gonna do? Wow, wants to flip bearish and start coming down, close below support. We got 4 minutes. It can still happen. It's right there. 1 hour's strong bearish here as well. So, but it's respecting support. So it's tough. I mean, this thing could rip down afterwards, but goes below. Yeah, I might have to call it here because, like I said, then it can still close below, but then I'll have to wait for the close below. And yeah, that it'll be big, very late at that time. So yeah, I'm not looking to stay on stream that long. We tried twice here, but wow, unbelievable. We got wicked out right at the stop loss there. Like, it tapped it right in the nose, and look at that. And we got in right up here. 3645. We would have been up about 40 pips now, 42 pips. Literally just wicked us out to flip. Crazy. Yeah. It's all right. The analysis was there, the idea was there, just pulled up a little too much, tapped us out. So it happens. It happens. Yeah, it's 3 minutes. It's right there. Can get a push and close below. I'll stay on stream and look for a position, but if we close above, then yeah, I'm calling it here. See, I'll let it play out. 2 minutes. Oh, it could happen here. So close. Wow. Wow. What? Oh, man. Pull back up. And you're respecting. Yes, respecting that support there. Nothing we can do at this point. Hey, there's still a few seconds left. Nah, wow, yeah. And now no bottom wick, no top wick. Yeah, gang. Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't really get anything here. We got stopped out twice here. Two small losses, so it's not very small risk. Just wanted to get that impulse entry to catch this nice flip we got here, but we got whipped out twice. Yeah, it came down right to the line that tapped it at support. Look at that one, got rejected. Now this thing is making a top wick, and like I said, off the 1 hour, if I'm trading this breakout here, I would have to wait till at least 11 p.m. for this candle to close below. It might come down, already made a top wick here, and if it comes down, takes out the low, it might drive. And if it runs without us, it runs without us. But yeah, I can't take it. Yeah, especially if we didn't get the breakout here. So this thing could come down, take the lows, and reflip, and come out and try to take these highs and do something crazy. But yeah, gang, if you're gonna continue trading off the 1 hour on gold, I would just wait for the break of the support. So if this 1 hour can give you a closure below, you should be good. All right, gang. So that's all I got tonight. I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out. Short and sweet stream. Just jumped in to see we had some opportunities in the market. Tonight we didn't. So yeah, for my platform members, we will be trading the New York session tomorrow. We have CPI data coming in, so it should be a very good day tomorrow. Today was very, very good. We caught this massive drop on gold. We caught a couple of trades on NAS. So very, very, very productive day today. Yeah, so I hope everybody has a great night, safe night, blessed night. If you're gonna trade, just remember, don't overtrade, don't over risk. And yeah, if you can stay out of the markets, then I advise you to do so till tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. Again, have a good night. God bless, and peace out.